Welcome back, everybody, to Chopping It Up Official. We have your boy Ferris right here from the app to the trap. We have
Chartel calling in from the A.
Man, we're going to have a great ass episode here.
Always.
There's a lot of things on our mind right now. We may have a surprise guest patch in sometime, within this podcast, but we'll see.
Yes.
But
so keep your volume up and y'all see who it is.
Yeah. So, obviously we always start with blase.
Wait, hold on, friend. Before we start with blase, let's toast.
Yes,
cheers. Let's cheers it up.
So Chartel is over there drinking. What are you drinking?
You know what I have? I have Douce in my glass. So cognac.
Okay. You're trying to be fancy over there.
Trying to be a little fancy.
Yeah. So I got a cheap ass bottle of Jose Cuervo Especial, but hey, I don't give a fuck.
It's alcohol, right?
Gets the job done.
Yes.
Especially when it's like, you kind of got to loosen up and just have fun. That's what we do. So,
you know what we should do? I think what I'm going to do on our Instagram for our listeners at Chopping It Up Official, I'm going to do a poll. Tequila or cognac or other.
Cool.
I think I'm going to do that.
Because you can only do two, right? Isn't like either or? Well, if you can, man, throw whiskey in there.
Should I do whiskey? Okay, I'll see how many we can do. And then
do whiskey or tequila?
Whiskey or tequila?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do it. So listeners, y'all go out and vote. I'm going to do it on Instagram.
All right.
I'm going to keep it going. Okay.
And we also need to, for listeners, we also need to start doing, or we will be starting to do a IG Live.
Yes.
Not necessarily sure when, but we'll let you guys know.
Yeah. So look out for that.
So, blase. What is on your mind, Ms. Chartel?
You know what? I want to bring up what you had brought up earlier about, because I know a lot of people were commenting on it, but it happened I think a few weeks ago, but we never talked about it. That couple that was doing the enslavement photos where they had the black dude in the cotton field and the white woman kind of caressing him. We never even really talked about it. Where did you first see it? Because I think I first saw it on the Shade Room.
So I think I seen it on Facebook.
Okay.
Yes. No, I know for sure I saw it on Facebook. So for people who don't know, whether it's visual, audio, so it was engagement photos, right? And for the engagement photos, it was a interracial couple, so a black male, white woman.
Yep.
And so they were out in a cotton field, dressed in garments of the slave times, I guess you could say. And I don't know, it looked
awful. It looked awful.
Well, if it was meant to be funny, it was kind of just joking.
That's a good point.
I mean, I could still kind of see it landing, I guess. But either way, it's just a terrible taste. It's why would you, especially in the climate of today, especially knowing the history that we went through, you guys take engagement photos on a plantation,
right?
Dressed in slave garments and she's the master's daughter or something like that. That's what she looked like.
And you know what my issue with that is, Ferris? My issue, while you're texting on your phone.
I was actually pulling it up so I can get up and look at it.
While you're pulling it up, my issue with that is the white people that are okay with it. And I think about celebrities that are okay doing those racist white people movies. What's the old girl's name? Kate Hudson.
Yes.
I hate that shit. I want white people to be no, we're not doing that anymore. But they're comfortable doing it. So it just raises eyebrows for me. So even if, let's just say it was a black guy's idea, I would have wanted the white woman to be ooh, no.
Right.
That's in terrible taste. But the simple fact that they keep doing these things makes me wonder, I don't like that.
I feel love is love, right?
I do believe
love transcends race, religion, creed, whatever, right? Yes. But I feel at the end of the day, sometimes people get into relationships, interracial relationships off of fetishes.
Yes.
Fetishizing the
whatever thing.
Whatever it is. Whether
I agree.
You have a fetish for Asians or black, white, whatever it is.
Bigger people
So this is the photo. I'm gonna try to put it up to the camera.
And he's got on chains. I think I saw a different one, which is more than one. That's awful. Oh. Producer Michael, what you think?
What are your thoughts? Honest thoughts?
What are they going for?
I don't know. That's why I said if it was like comedic, like it was just like we're just fucking with the internet. Okay, I kind of get. I wouldn't do it. It's terrible taste. But what the hell is this?
What the hell is that?
Like, what is this?
Awful as fuck.
So
I don't like it.
Yeah, like I said, it looked like the runaway slave. You got the master's daughter.
Maybe they're in the role playing.
I got problems.
Now look. I mean, hey, whatever y'all do behind closed doors, that's what y'all do. But man, like, so that is just wild to me. So there's so many things going through my head. But I mean, like I said, if it's like I said, remove the engagement photos aside. Now, if y'all are truly in love, it was just meant to be, cool, whatever. Love who you love, live your life.
But can't.
Like I said, I feel like there's certain like fetishes behind, oh, I'm gonna get me a black guy, or he's like, oh, I'm gonna get me a white girl, and and things like that.
But also that the fetish is one thing, but the implication of the photo is another. Because you can have a fetish and not do the like enslavement recreation.
Right. And be real, this is one of the first times that photographer's like, hey, don't tag me in that shit.
Right. Look, let me
don't mention me.
Look,
I didn't take that shit.
If I was a photographer, I'd be like, no.
Because you know how a photographer's like, all right, so have your chin up, look this way. Like, how do you even do that shit? Hey, can you raise your chains up a little bit?
Like, seriously, raise them up a little bit. Oh my gosh. They had to have a trifold for that, or a tripod, because if someone actually took those photos.
Hey, engagement photos are expensive though. So I mean, the right price.
And you know what? You just no.
Man, I guarantee there's probably photos or engagement photos that people have taken of everything and anything that you can think is offensive. I guarantee it. There's probably some blackface out there. There's probably KKK. There's probably Nazis. There's everything. I guarantee it.
But that shit is so problematic. Okay, I want to trail off a little bit because I have a question for you and Michael, if Michael wants to answer, but you definitely need to answer, Ferris. Are y'all into role play?
Of course. Without hesitation.
Did Michael answer?
I tried it. Yeah.
Tried it?
Yeah.
Tell us
so Michael said he's tried it.
Okay, what, Ferris, and I asked Michael, what have you role played? Schoolgirl, teacher, cheerleader, football.
You hit it right on the head.
Oh my God!
Look, I love a pencil skirt. Everyone knows what a pencil skirt is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so or you like pencil dress? What do you call it? Pencil dress or skirt? Okay. So the pencil skirt dress, like the fucking like the plaid dress shirt, and then
okay, that's more
glasses,
like
ponytail, all that shit. Yep.
Well, I got way more into it than that.
Oh,
that was just one.
Yeah. So when I was married, this is in Portland, Oregon. We actually went where I picked her up at the bar, and like we just met, and I took her home. It's to her house, and we role played all the way up to the sex. And it was first time meeting. Like it was really good.
Yeah.
What's that?
What did y'all role play?
That was a role play.
That was like it was different. It wasn't so much what she wore. It was like a a promiscuous first date.
Okay, I got it.
Like a one night stand.
But
scenario.
Yeah, and actually the sex was incredibly hot because it was all that buildup. There was several hours of knowing you're gonna get it. Like it's still got that anticipation. Yeah.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, so y'all were married, Michael, but you had picked her up like as if y'all were just meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah. Look at y'all.
Now, as far as I go, I don't do the whole like the racial role plays, but yeah, man, role play all day. Hell yeah.
Racial one, you whipping folks?
No. I'm saying I'm not about that life.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Do you have any fetishes?
Because I feel like that's kind of like when it was I think we had Meech and
Angela.
Yeah, so Meech and Angela and the whole conversation of like, will you let your significant other who is not black black use the N-word, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of it touches along that same thing for me personally, but
okay.
Yeah. Let me guess. Yo ass gonna say you ain't never been in a role play situation.
Oh, this wasn't about me. This was about you and Michael, so we can move on.
Touche. Oh, another one is I'm just the regular average employee, and then she's the manager.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, dude.
Okay. So
Yes.
a little submission
Yes.
going on.
That's the best one. That's that quid pro quo.
Okay.
For that ass.
See what you're doing here. You want some time off, you better get on those knees.
Yep.
I hear what
Like,
you're
all right.
Okay. I hear what you're saying.
Man, let's take a very sharp turn.
Yeah, I know. I was just curious when you said that. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna ask." Okay, I was just curious. All right, ladies. So Ferris is into role play. Y'all know what he likes. Hit up his DMs. I got you, friend.
Man, this is another random ass question. I lost track of time for the blase, but whatever.
That's okay.
We can roll in when we can roll into our regular topic whenever.
Yes.
But all right, I got a quick question for you.
Okay.
What is an annoying ass text that you get out of the blue that just like annoys the fuck out of you? Because for me, recently, like literally within the last couple of weeks, it's even if, and whether you have this number saved or not, but it's like either I miss you and you're like, bro, like, why are you coming out the woodwork now? Or the man, I've always had a crush on you, but I never like acted on it.
Oh my God.
And it's like,
be annoying.
you already know now I'm just not recently single, but single life now. And it'll be someone from like years ago. Like,
Right.
oh man, I always had a crush on you, da da da. And it's like, well, why the fuck didn't you say something then?
Seriously. And are you saying something now or like, because you could have just kept that shit to yourself if you're not make any moves. You know what, Ferris? It's so interesting that you asked that because I posted something on Facebook today. The texts that annoy me are the WID, like what are you doing texts.
Yeah.
I think what annoys me is that.
Does it depend when though? Is it like booty calling hours or just in general?
It always depends on it. No, it's all the time because my thing is like, A, why can't you type out a full sentence? And B, that's such a lazy text. To me, it's like, to me, it feels like, what are you doing? Because I don't know, maybe like I want to do something with you or whatever. I would prefer a more active voice like, hey, are you free to go get a drink or have dinner or something like that?
Yeah.
The WYD just feels real lazy to me.
I feel like it depends on the context. Like if y'all are actively talking, right? Like daily or whatever listeners or whatever you Chartel feel is like, all right, we're constantly talking. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like that is because it's like, it's kind of just an open-ended, like legitimate. Like, what are you doing? Like, I may be close by, you know what I mean? Like, hey, that would be the follow-up. Like, oh, hey, I'm in the area. Let's go out to the Vibrary, right?
Right. But I would prefer you start out with that, like, or like make it a whole thing, right? Like, hey, what are you doing? You want to go out? Or, hey, I'm in your neighborhood. Are you free? Like, or, hey, I'm in your neighborhood. What are you doing? Like something like that instead of, and let me be clear, it's the letters that bothers me. So I think if I received,
that's super lazy. Yeah.
What are you doing? That would be different. I'd be like, oh, I'm chilling. I'm about to go out, whatever. But the WYD question mark, I mean, I'm in my early 30s. So that to me is like, send like a full text message, like a full sentence.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You're just saying you're over the millennial style or the Gen Z texting, just like very shorthanded or emojis and this and that.
Yeah, because it's like, because my friends don't do that. Like I think my friends send full messages. So if you're trying to date me or you're interested in me and you don't send me full messages, to me, to me, you aren't as interested in me.
What if he just sends you
I feel you already know the answer because you're laughing.
What if he just sends you the eggplant with the peach? Well, no, the eggplant. No, hold on. The eggplant, the little splash, and then the peach.
Okay, so that's a good question because I think if I were married, that'd be different.
Okay.
Because we married, we got it. Yeah, you can be sexy like that. But if we're just dating, no, those aren't dating. I'm not about to respond to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually piggyback off what you're saying. So, yes, I do feel.
Let me take a little sippy.
The WYD, what are you doing? Is very lazy. However,
lazy. Just
if I'm at
full sentence.
However, if I'm at work and I know she's gonna pull up or she wants me to pull up, and we can do it there, I'm down. So I think it's very contextual, but everything is what's that face for?
What? Like
so imagine you're at work. Well, right now, especially now, you're working remotely, right?
Right.
So say you're talking to a guy
Yep.
It's midway through your day, and you've already told him I'm free from 1 to 3, and
Okay.
he's like, he hits you up at like 1:30. Hey, what you doing? Like just WYD. Like you should know your guy by then that he's like, man, what are you doing? What's up?
But if
I'm
he
trying to pull up.
okay. So if he's my guy,
I can already tell by how you cheesing right now. You're like,
that's not sexy. I think if he's my guy, we probably would have already had a good foundation of like communication. So if you texted me that, then yeah, I probably already know what it is. But for me, that's different if we like have that foundation instead of like newly communicating and dating. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm not about to start off and letting you feel like that's okay to text me just letters. Also, I will say that I'm done with these bum ass fucks out here. So I'm single till I'm married. So I'm really giving no like leeway.
Hey, Michael, didn't I tell you that?
Shut up, what are you saying about me?
Shit, nothing.
I'm sick of it. So y'all out here doing the most. But anyway, it's the WYD text that gets me if I like just don't know you like that.
Okay.
That's what annoys me.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, it's just been happening a little more frequently. Like, oh, I missed you, or I've had a crush on you since a minute. Da da da. Like,
yeah. Are people texting me that? Are ladies?
Oh yeah. Man, text, IG, Snapchat, and it's like
famous now.
Like, why now though?
Right. Do you ask them that? What do you say back?
Well, that's a lot of factors go into that. So
tell us
if it's so if it's a situation where it's like I had a crush on them as well, like back in the day, where I'm like, oh damn, now you finally come back. It depends on the circumstance. Like, all right, well,
you single?
Okay,
now.
well, like, all right, we're both single. Are you married? Because there's a couple that were married that sent that shit. So for me, that's like automatically off limits.
Why are you married reaching out to me?
Hey, I don't know. Shit.
I don't like that. Okay, go ahead.
But so like, all right. So what's the circumstance? Are you married? Like what's going on in your life right now? Or if you treated me back then and then now all of a sudden you're saying something, then I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm super good on that shit. But yeah, if it's like legit, like someone that like, damn, I just didn't know like, maybe it was like I was in a relationship, they were single. Then I get single, they're in a relationship. I know you personally have someone in your life right now that you may have had some feelings for, but it was never the right time. And I know even listeners, you're talking to someone and it's just never the right time because when you're single, they're in a relationship. When you're in a relationship, they're single. So
I don't even know you're talking about so many people.
Right.
Yeah. I don't like that because if you about to roll up in my DMs, you better have a plan. So if you're married and you just tell me, oh, I already has a crush on you, get the fuck out of my inbox because why are you even in there? A, go be married. And B, if you're single and you're in my inbox, like, hey, I've always had a crush on you. Like, you're just really cute. Okay, and what? Like, I'm pretty vocal about my singleness. So you better pull up or not. Otherwise, you could have kept that shit to yourself too.
Right.
We all about action now.
Okay.
Not pissed. What you bothering me for? What you bothering me for? Come with a plan.
Well, I feel like, and I might not be the only one. I'm gonna chime off of Michael because he's another man.
Yes.
Do you feel like whenever you're in a relationship, now all of a sudden it feels like there's more options? Does that make sense? So like when you're single, it's like, all right, I have to court this person. I have to court this person. I have to like put in a lot of energy. Once I actually find that someone I'm talking to, now all of a sudden, now that girls know that I'm taken, now they're just coming out the fucking woodwork.
Yeah, they're sensitive to energy or something like that.
I was going to say that, Michael. Yes, I think so.
And the funny thing is, it doesn't even have to be like actually out there because, nowadays, you have to, it's not official if it's not on Facebook or, things like that. But even if you don't put it out there to the public, like for some reason, it's like women just know like, all right, I'm gonna start talking to this guy.
But I think it's like Michael said, the energy. So I've read a few like dating posts, books, whatever. And they say when you are like single, you give off a different energy, right? But when you're taken, your energy shifts and seems, not to say like single people are sad and people in relationships are happy, but I think when you are in a relationship, you exude more positive vibes. And I think people pick up on that and they're attracted to it. And I think that's what brings people out of the woodwork, so to speak.
Okay.
That's what I've heard. So I shouldn't say I think that. I have read articles and books that have said that. And it makes sense to me. It makes sense. So yeah, I think the energy shifts and people pick up.
Well, it's funny because I actually had a female friend of mine who were both, was like super platonic. Like,
That's
we're not trying to get into each other, but she was like, man, I can tell immediately when a guy that even if she wasn't necessarily interested in the beginning, her relationship, because then she's like, man, his whole demeanor changes. Like, he's not really like checking for me like that. And then, so she's like, all right, I want to see if I still kind of got it.
Okay.
So that's why she reaches out. But I'm just kind of curious, and listeners or anyone, let us know what's your way of going into that. Like, why do you reach out to a man that may have just recently got into a relationship and you're like, oh, I'm going to try to, I'm going to send a little text here. I'm going to send a DM. I'm going to see like, what's up? How solid is this relationship?
You know that they're in a relationship.
Right.
That's a good point. Interesting. Now I haven't done that because if I know you're in a relationship, I'm not going to do anything because I wouldn't want someone coming for my man if we're in a relationship, even though I would trust my man would like refute them, but also I don't want to be disrespectful in that way to both parties, right?
Mm-hmm.
So interesting that your platonic friend.
See, I feel like for me though, if it's someone that I know is in a shitty relationship, like you're with a dude, like a bum. Okay, I hate saying bum. All right, so you're with a dude that I know that I can offer more. I may entertain it. I may jump in just to test the waters and see what's going on.
But like, because you want her and you want to show her better things, or for like selfish reasons.
Both.
Like Ferris.
What?
Why are you fucking that up if you don't want to like be with her and marry her?
Hey, okay. That's a loaded question. Because one,
that's a loaded question.
Okay, so you have like every dude you done talk to, you're going in like, okay, so I'm only going to talk to this guy. I'm only dating this guy because it's going to eventually lead to marriage. No.
I go into relationships with that goal. If I don't see something long-term with you, I'm not going to date you.
How many relationships you've been in the last 2 years?
How many relationships have I been in the last 2 years? What year is this? 2021? One.
I'm going to check the calendar.
Yeah.
One?
You know about one. No, I'm counting. One. One. It was at
2 years.
Yes, fair is not a count. One in 20. When did the Rona start? 2020?
2019. No, 2020. Yeah, 2020. March.
Yeah.
I feel like 2019 going into 2020, because we had our pod, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that relationship was like a second try from our first time in 2018 to 2019.
Okay.
So one technically. Most recently, another one where I did think I was going to say I did think we were going to get married, but as I reflect, I knew we weren't because he like embarrassed me.
Poetry?
But
Poetic Justice?
No, oh my gosh, I forgot about Poetic Justice. That's probably who you're talking about. No, not Poetic Justice. No, the most recent one that we were DMing about.
Gotcha, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but that was like a super fast, like whirlwind thing. So I guess technically 2 in the last 2 years. Poetic Justice, it started out that way. Like, I like you enough to get to know you and this could be long-term, but that shit I felt like went left real quick. He was wanting to like have a whole family by the time I moved here. And I was like, I just can't be worried about all that. So. But
if it was someone that you wanted to see, women over here are contradicting. All right, so.
That's true at all.
All right. I mean, literally, you just said something completely different 5 minutes ago. So this guy This guy, right?
Poetic Justice.
No, not him. The other guy
Okay.
that we
The
were
most recent
speaking
one.
about. Exactly.
Listeners and viewers, we're not saying names, so that's why
Yeah,
we're
we're
doing
not saying names. Sorry, guys. It might be vague, but we're getting the point across.
most recent
So-
one.
If so, you're saying that you typically go into a relationship looking for marriage now at the age that you are now, right?
Yes.
Or have you always done that?
I haven't always done that because I feel like before it was like, let's just see what happens, right? But
Yeah.
I feel like most recently, and when I say most recently, I mean probably like the beginning of this year. The goal has been let me date, not necessarily let me date someone so I can marry them, but I'm going to date people who I see something long term with.
Of course.
Right. But the goal isn't always like, I'm going to date this person because I can see myself marrying them. It's mostly, I'm going to date this person to get to know them to see if this could be long term. Does that make sense?
Hell no.
Okay, so
I
I'm
mean-
not going to date.
yes and no. It does, but I'm looking through it as a lens of what you literally said 5 minutes ago.
What did I say 5 minutes ago? What did you hear me say
You
5
literally
minutes?
said
There's probably communication.
I'm at the
error.
point in time where I date people and right now and it's to be getting married and da 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 da.
Yes.
But now you just completely weren't saying that.
What do you mean?
You're listening, right?
Yeah.
Okay, listeners, you're listening, right? So now you're saying that you date to figure out to see, okay, like is it someone I'm gonna be with?
Oh,
Or
no.
not?
Okay.
Like that's how.
Maybe I'm not
I
being
mean, that's just dating.
okay.
right?
I'm not being clear. So yes, I am dating people that I already see it going long term. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not just dating anyone off the street to see where it goes. I am dating people who already kind of like meet the threshold
Criteria.
criteria of standards where I can say, okay, you like have kind of like preliminarily been vetted.
Mhm.
So let's see if our goals and stuff match. So let's date to get to know each other better.
Gotcha. Yes.
I guess I don't want
that
to
makes
like,
perfect sense. 'Cause,
okay,
I mean, that's so if I'm even going out with you or if I'm even entertaining the option, I already see myself like, okay, this could potentially go there.
yes.
Am I thinking marriage? I don't know.
Okay, I think
But I
we're
feel-
saying,
But I feel like, okay, so that's where men and women deviate. So
Okay.
as soon as I start dating a woman, okay, so let me rewind back. So if I go out with you, I'm already assuming, okay, this girl has the qualifications. That sounds fucked up, but has the qualifications, meets all my standards, whatever, how high, how low they are.
right.
That's one, right? Now, me as a man, I'm already looking to be in a relationship to lead to marriage. I'm done playing my fucking games. I've had my whole phase. I've had my fun. So let's see what's out there. Now, where the deviation comes is based off of what you're saying. I may be wrong, but now I'm like, okay, cool. All right. So now that I'm talking to this person,
Uh-huh.
all right, are they checking the boxes for now marriage? Because a guy knows immediately, like, okay, this is someone I can see myself being with forever. Or you know immediately if this is someone that you're not going to be with
Yes.
forever. And then I feel like that's on the dudes. That's for men. That's where we fuck up because we'll lead y'all on. We already know we don't want to fuck with you long term, but we'll still be like, I'm going to keep her here because I'm looking for the next. Now, women, though,
Y'all just don't want to be alone.
no. I mean, I think it goes both ways. I think people
No, I'd rather be
inherently don't want to be alone.
No. Well, okay. But I'd rather be single while I'm looking for my person than entertaining some bum ass fool until I find my person.
So where are all these baby mamas coming from?
That's a good question.
bad.
I'm not
My
one,
bad.
so I
This
can't
is-
tell you.
Okay. Yes. Yes. you
May I,
sure
may
can.
I chime in?
Yep.
Here. So I kind of used to be where you were, but I'm 43 now. And so I don't want to mess around. How do I put this? If we both know going in that it's just fun and that can happen and it has happened to me in the last few years, that's fine if it's effortless, I guess.
Mhm.
But if I know, or if I think, or if they know that it's not going to go anywhere long term, it's over at that point. It just really is. It may not end exactly the day because I don't know. It's That is what I'm looking for.
But-
Mhm.
But let me reiterate on that. So that's 43-year-old
yeah.
Michael talking. Now, let's go back a few years.
Yeah, back
so
10 years ago, I'd have dated.
I'm not even saying, not even that. Let's say like 23-year-old Michael. Now, you
Oh,
already
yeah.
know in your head that you don't want to be with this woman. A lot of men are probably just gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna ride this one out until I find the next one. Now, I feel like women do the same shit.
I mean, have I done and said stuff just because she was hot
Yeah.
or for sex or just so I didn't want to be alone? Definitely, I have.
Yeah.
And it's still a temptation. You
Right.
know, yesterday I had two girls that wanted to hook up and I said no to both of them because at the end of the day, I knew where it was going to go,
Right.
which is they wanted me more than I wanted them. I'd have had to either using them is what it would have been. You know, it was tempting, but it wasn't the right thing to do. I want the one and I don't really want to mess around with anyone else unless they happen to pop into my experience and want to fool around for the night. And there's no like, where I don't feel like I'm going against myself, where I'm wasting time and energy and money
Right.
and, you know, on something that I know is going to self-destruct.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'll try them out now.
There's
No,
no,
you're
game. No, I agree. So I think 23-year-old us, like we're totally doing different things. Like brain's not even done developing till damn near 30 now. So that's different. I feel like at this age, if you are entertaining someone, well, also motives are different, right? So some people would be like, yeah, I know, like they're not the one, but it's convenient for now. It's working for now. And that's cool. I'm not like, you know, knocking anybody for that because we all have different motives and factors and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
For me, I would rather be single until I found my person, or at least until I found a person I enjoyed being with. So I'm not about to entertain someone. This Chartel. I'm not going to entertain someone I don't see it going at least long term with. Because I'm like, what's the point? It's a waste. Like you're blocking my blessings. I'm trying to find my person. But that's this Chartel. 23-year-old Chartel was doing a whole bunch of shit she shouldn't have been doing. That's different.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. So that's that.
Okay.
That's what, that's
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
With that point that you made, yes. Because like, yeah, there's no point even being in a relationship. I'm at that age now. Like I said, 23-year-old me, I'm 33. 23-year-old me would have been like,
old?
I would have been acting like, oh yeah, I'll roll with the punches. I'll go,
Let's
whatever.
just see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Knowing damn well that I'm looking for the next thing.
Right.
But
Yeah.
now it's like, I'm not wasting my time.
No.
Out of respect, I don't want to waste your time. So this is what I'm looking for right now.
Right.
And it's I don't even know the word that I'm looking for, but like if you meet someone, you know immediately, okay, this is just gonna be fun. Or you meet
Yeah.
this person, you're like, oh, this person has checks off the boxes. So I want to see where this goes further than just, hey, having fun, hanging
Yeah.
out, whatever. And then you also meet those people where you're like immediately you're like, hell no.
For sure. Right. Like the energies and stuff. Yeah. I read something that said, I get on my knees from social media now. I read something that said men like already, like you were saying, men already know who they want to like fuck with, right? Like I already know that I love you, want to be with you. But women can grow in love. I think that's so true. Like you were saying, like men just know right off the bat, this is somebody I want to be with, or at least get to know or marry, right? But I think women, it's like, I think, yes, we have this idea of like, well, not like you're good enough, but like you have enough of the boxes and we can work on the other stuff.
So
We can grow in love.
So we had a guest on here, which I'm not going to name out of
Okay.
respect, who said they're looking, they're trying to find that person to get married to,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, oh, I want to be married one day. Just speaking in generalization,
Yes.
right? And for me, it's like I want someone who wants to marry me,
And not
Right.
just get married.
just get married, right? The idea of marriage, but like no, wants to marry me. So I feel like that's where the disconnect comes, and that's why I said it kind of like differentiates for men and women. Where women have this idea from being young of like, oh, I want the
Get
big ass marriage, the big ass dress, the ceremony. And
Yeah.
men are just like, dude, I don't give a fuck if it's in a courthouse or if it is that big elaborate ceremony or a destination, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to find my person.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure women are too, but I'm just saying in the in
No,
totality.
I hear you. I just lost my train of thought. Duce is kicking in. What was I going to say to that? Oh, yeah. I felt like Poetic Justice just wanted like the ceremony or the marriage and not me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was like several episodes ago when we were talking about that, I just want to reiterate, like, so I was like, I probably sound like a bitch, but from him, I felt like he was doing all of the things to secure a marriage or a relationship that would lead to marriage and not doing all of the things to secure me.
Correct.
And that doesn't feel good.
Like he was doing the romantic things that he thought you would like. Oh, I'm gonna write a poem. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say, oh, I'm gonna help her move. I'll be here waiting for you. Blah blah blah. But do you know her as a person?
Exactly. Right.
He didn't.
Yes, and I think that's what ultimately led me to be like, this ain't it, because I think I should also say he was in his 30s too. So I think that's just, I think men have biological clocks too. And I think he was
financial clocks.
What is that?
Like a financial clock, or this is just for me speaking.
Financial clock.
A financial clock. So, I know a lot of people jump the gun and they're like, oh, well, I'm just gonna, do whatever. I'm gonna have, kid, or I'm gonna get married, this and that, major life events without financially being there. I feel like, but as a majority for men, like there's a financial clock. All right, I need to have this accomplished. I need to have this amount of money in the bank before I do X, Y, and Z. That's how I think. I feel like that's how some men think as well, where it's like, all right, I don't want to have a kid now because it's like, I can afford it, but that's not what I want right now. I can get married.
Yep.
I can afford it, but that's not what I want right at this particular moment. I need to have X to get to Y and Z.
Okay. So that's different than, I was going to say I wanted to talk about that because I think a lot of men are like, I want to get married, but I have to have these things first. And I wonder, like, I don't think I've run into this, but I know like friends and family that have. And my thing is like, why does that have to be it? Like, things like, I want to get out of debt first, or I want to I'm just making up stuff. I want to get a house first, or let me think about things. Let me think about real things people have said. Oh yeah, so the debt thing is a big one. I want to get out of debt first before we get married. And I can like hear that, right? Nobody probably wants to bring someone into a partnership with debt. But what if the debt is like $1,000 credit card debt? Like, why isn't that something that we can work on together as a partnership? Or even, let me like not even do the debt piece.
I was going to say, then that's an excuse.
Yeah, because also I'm thinking too of like, I want to do all of these things. So, okay, so let me set this stage. We're already together. We're already in a long-term relationship, right? So This isn't like us dating or trying to figure out, we're already together.
Correct.
And I don't want to get married until I get my bachelor's degree or until I get this or that. We already together. Why do we have to wait for that stuff? Like I've already kind of like, we've already built this life together. Why like, do we have to wait for these other steps? I feel like that's an excuse, especially if we're already together, right? Like this isn't, I met you in a bar, I want to date you, but I have these goals to meet first. This is like, we're 3 years in, I'm almost done with this degree. We have this. My thing is like, why are men like, let me do these things first before we get married when we've already like done this stuff. We've already got a kid together. We already are living together. So what do you mean you want to get this degree first before we get married?
See, I feel like, oh, go ahead.
Does that make sense?
Oh, because I was going to say, I feel like that falls under the same umbrella of some women have this idea of like their wedding day. They have their idea of what kind of dress they're going to have. They have their idea what their kids or their family is going to look like. A man has the same thing. All right, I need to have a certain amount of money in the account. I need to make sure I have a certain amount of assets or this job or this title before I ever commit to saying I want this woman to be my wife, because women want to be secure, right? Women want to be in a relationship where they know their man's holding that shit down, right? So if he doesn't have that shit, he's going to think, damn, I'm not there yet.
Even though we're already together.
Even though you're already together.
We've been together 5
Y'all can be
years.
together 100 years. If he doesn't feel like he's at that particular point, and I'm not just saying money, but for me, I call it the financial clock. It could be whatever the hell it is.
Okay.
But I feel like men think on that level of like, okay, so I need to have X, Y, and Z because I'm going to provide for this woman.
Yeah.
Or man, it's 2021, whatever. So I need to make sure I have certain amount set aside. I need to make sure I'm at this title as a job, at my job. I need to make sure I'm doing X, Y. Everything is covered before I ever get on my knee and ask this person to marry me.
I guess I get it, but I think I would struggle with that because it's like we already doing the shit already. So why do you need, to me, these smaller steps to ask for my hand in
trivial?
marriage?
But yes, I hear what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
Tell us your goals.
I'm talking with some of my homies, some of my friends. They're like, dude, like, I know guys that are with very, very, very good women, loyal, got their shit going, independent, do not need that man in their life.
But once
with them years, I'm like, dude, why are you not asking? Like, why are you not asking for their hand in marriage? Oh, well, you know, I got to work my way up to CEO. I'm just exaggerating, but I got to be a CEO. I have to have, you know, 100,000 in the bank. So
my question is,
there is a financial clock in that aspect.
Why? Why do you have to do that by yourself when we're already in a relationship together and we can build to that? Why can't we both add to that 100 grand in the bank? Why you got to do it yourself before we get married?
That's a good question.
That's
stubborn.
What I'm asking. Okay.
Some men are stubborn.
I can't be.
I'm stubborn as fuck. So
you are stubborn as fuck.
I'm kind of projecting, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think I would struggle with that. So I asked because like literally this past week, that's what me and my Black lady girlfriends were talking about. Of course, this idea of, you know, looking for partners, Black women, I think, you know, it's always in the news, right? We are the most educated demographic and we have the most trouble finding men. Not me speaking, this is what the news reports say. And so my friends and I, who are also single Black women, talk about that. And we're like, why is it so hard to find good Black men, good men, you know, as partners? And at least I think what I have run into is, so this most recent guy is Black. What I've run into is, I think a lot of that. Let me do this before that. Let me do that before that, and all this stuff. And it's like, I get it. And also some of this stuff we can do together, especially if we've decided we wanted to be together.
But I feel like that's very rare and I might get dragged, listeners, tell me if I'm wrong. Sometimes a woman is expecting that though, or not expecting that, but wants that, right? So she's, okay, so perfect example. You meet John, right? Yeah. Y'all start dating. Mm-hmm. Women always ask you, well, where do you see yourself? What are you trying to do? What are we going to do? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And then so he's like, oh, I want to have X, Y, Z, or I want to have this business, or I want to have this degree. Let's just go with simple. I want to have this. Yeah. I want to have a master's by 26.
Okay.
Come 26, 27, he still doesn't have it. He's in school right now. Now y'all are together and he's like, damn, I'm not where I told her I'd be. I'm not where I'm at.
But right? She's already still with you. She's not beating down your door. So why you ain't got that master's yet?
Right. But I'm just saying, it's like, it's the ego. It's the stubbornness. But this is what I want. And that's his prerogative. Just like a woman's like, I probably want, I want the off-white dress. I want to be on a beach. That's her prerogative.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know what I mean? So anyway, not to drag that out, but.
Okay. No, I think that's a good thing because I think a lot of men and women struggle with that. Like, what's the problem? And it sounds like ego could be the problem, individual expectations, and goals could be.
Once again, I always say, I feel like it's just social media too. Cause like, I feel like men are chasing like the physical, like, oh, she got to have ass. She got to look like this. Women are chasing the bag. He's got to have this much money. It's like catch-22. Cause I think my brother was saying that shit. Like you know, these these artists, these people in the industry are saying one thing, right?
Yes.
They're promoting, oh, like, fuck that shit. I don't have to do this because, you know, I got money or I got this or that, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're going home to their husband, to their kids. They have a secure life.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Got us out here fucked up.
Yeah.
I hear it. It's such a struggle, but no, I understand. I don't know. I also think too, I mean, I guess this could be another show talking about like vulnerability and stuff, but a lot of it goes into play. And I think the thing I will leave with is I think we all want to find our person that makes us feel safe, and nobody wants to be made a fool out here.
I agree.
But
I wholeheartedly agree. And I feel like a lot of people like, man, it's that, I feel like ego nowadays is like the biggest thing preventing people from, you know, meeting that person or actually like falling in love. They're like,
yes. And
oh, like he doesn't have X, Y, and Z. That's what Cardi B. I keep bringing that up, but you know, that's what the expectation is. This person should have this, and that.
yeah.
Look at, there's a lot of couples you can see out there, especially celebrities, where they didn't have shit.
Yeah.
Like either it was the man or the woman, right? They didn't have shit, but they built it together.
Yes. And that's where I'm like, why can't we do that now? Why do we all have to like, and I guess I'm not speaking on like individual goals. I guess I'm just, or like, yeah, individuals. I'm just more speaking so of like, if you found someone you want to be with, why can't we build those goals together?
Right.
Right. But I think that'd be a good topic next time to talk about vulnerability, because my friend and I had a whole conversation about that. Nobody wants to be vulnerable in order to fall in love because we're all afraid of being made a fool out here, and nobody gets what they need and want. But I think that's a whole other thing.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I think we should.
So what's got you exhausted?
Oh, Ferris, do you want to know what has me exhausted? These fucking monsters out here in Georgia. Y'all might call them bugs, but I call them fucking monsters. Flying around, attacking you in your face, biting your legs. Fuck that shit. And the heat, I'm exhausted of it.
Yeah,
I'm stressed.
Man, I remember I went to Georgia State, and I remember went to the bar, not the bar, the liquor store.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just walking, and I felt like something light hit my chest, and it was a big ass flying cockroach.
Yes.
Camera right here.
They're rude. I believe it.
And man, like, so like, I know y'all got flying cockroaches. You guys got palmettos.
Dinosaurs.
Right?
Yeah.
Palmetto bug. Yeah.
Oh, fucking no. They're all
and I remember I was in a Waffle House one day, right?
I love Waffle House.
And I was ordering ordering food, and a fucking roach comes walking across the counter.
Oh yeah, that's the seasoning. That's
I look at the I don't know, it's not really like a waitress, but I'm like, dude, what the fuck is this? Like, and she's like, oh, it's just a little water bug.
Yeah, it's cool.
Just like shoot it off the counter. I'm like, dude, this is a fucking roach. Like, I'm not used to shit. I'm from Minnesota, man. Like, cleanliness, please.
Yeah, no, it's just the seasoning. We're cool. Yeah, it's a whole fucking mess. So that's what I'm exhausted about. I'm exhausted about the fucking heat, these monsters flying through the sky and on the ground. Yeah, that's what I'm exhausted about. What about you, Brandon?
So I'm exhausted. Like I said, I touched on it earlier. It's just like, don't hit me up with these bullshit ass texts like, I miss you. I had a crush on you back in the day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just like, bro, stop. Like, you should have hit me up either then or why do you miss me now when we had talked before?
Right.
And this is very directed, but that's like, that shit has me exhausted. I don't know. Like, other than that, I mean, I feel like life is going good, man. Yeah. So like those couple things, I've been working like fucking crazy.
Have you? All your jobs?
I mean, we did have the little fires up here, but those are gone. Fires in Canada, that is.
Yeah. That's
bringing the smoke down here.
Yeah, I've been worried about you.
But yeah, I'm good. Shit. Life is good.
Oh, like Drake and Future.
Facts.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's good, friend. I'm glad you're feeling mostly good. Tell those ladies to stay out of your inbox.
So real quick, I kind of want to ask you about, so you said that there's this place in Atlanta called the Vibrary, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I meant to talk about that. It is such a bomb spot. A Black woman owns it. Her name is Candace Walker. It's a wine bar. She also serves beer, and the beer is from a Black-owned brewery here. And she has like books scattered, like not scattered around, but like books available for purchase. It's such a dope spot because Black people drink wine, we like our craft beer, and we read fucking books. Like it's such a vibe.
Yeah.
Like a vibe.
Where's it located?
That's a great question. Let me look up the actual address. It's in, I think technically the city is Stonecrest, Georgia. I think that's an actual city, but she is, that's not how you spell it. She is from Stone Mountain, I think. And she wanted to add to the businesses there. So she was like, this is my community. Oh no, it's technically Stone Mountain, Georgia. She wanted to add to the community, and what a like dope business idea, right? So hopefully I met her. She's personable. You know, I feel like
that's a really dope ass name too. The
Vibrary, right? Yeah. I feel like with you know, business owners and stuff, there's this like eliteness, like I'm the owner, I'm not going to like talk to you or whatever. But no, she was, and it was a grand opening when I went. But she walked around, talked to people, made connections, which I really like. And she was like making sure everybody was okay, and not this like air of like, I'm the owner and I just want you to know who I am. It was more like, I'm the owner, I want you to know who I am, but I also want to know you. How can I help? Right? Mm-hmm. Like she was, you know, pouring wine, clearing tables and stuff. I mean, it's her business, but I'm just saying like a lot of, I think business owners can like be just rude and crappy.
Man, and what I would hope is like just keep that same energy.
Yeah.
Like her. Like because
so
sometimes if business takes off, all of a sudden people got their nose in the air and whatnot. But
yeah. So hopefully, but yeah, no, it was such a dope spot. So I'll be definitely going a lot. I went the grand opening, I went with my fellow Black Girl Social Club Decatur ladies. And so we're definitely going to like keep frequenting that spot, patronizing it. It was such a dope vibe. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So yeah, shout out.
I got to check that out.
We'll go. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, shit. So y'all can catch us.
Yes.
Up Official.
I know where to find us.
Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music Podcasts.
All the things. We can't wait to see y'all again.
Beautiful podcast. Beautiful episode. Thank you, Chartel.
Thank you,
Michael, for your insight.
Yes.
And thank y'all for listening. Catch y'all next time. Bye, motherfucker.
Bye.